Are you ready for some spooky fun? Today we're diving in to a creepypasta of Sonic EXE. Now, if you have never heard of Sonic EXE, I suggest you go to creepypasta and type in Sonic EXE. I know I'm a big Sonic fan, okay guys, but this is probably intense. Get ready for some spooky fun. I'm a total Sonic the Hedgehog fan, much like anyone else. I like the newer games, but I don't mind playing the classics. I don't think I've ever played a glitchy or hacked games before, though I don't think I want to play another after the experience I had. Ooh, sounds scary. It started on a nice summer afternoon. I was playing Sonic Unleashed. I liked how you get to explore the towns in it until I noticed out of my peripheral vision that the mailman had arrived and put something in my mailbox. As usual, and left. I paused my game to go see what I got in the mail. The only thing in the mailbox was a CD case for computers and a note. I took it inside. Ooh. I looked at the note and realized it was from my dear friend Kyle. Let's just call him that. Whom I hadn't heard from in 2 weeks. I know that because I recognized his handwriting, though that wasn't weird. I'm butchering up these words, guys. What was weird is how it looked. It looked badly written and scratchy from someone difficult to read, as if Kyle was having a hard time writing it down and did it in a hurry. This is what he wrote. Tom, I can't take it anymore. I had to get rid of this thing somehow before it was too late. I was hoping you'd do it for me. I can't do it. He's after me. And if you don't destroy the CD, he'll come after you. He's too fast for me. Please, Tom, destroy this gold-forsaken disc before he comes after you too. It's too late for me. Destroy the disc and you'll destroy him. But do it quick, otherwise he'll catch you. Don't even play the game. It's what he wants. Just destroy it. Please, Kyle. So far, this is getting really intense. But guys, if you are shivering in your boots like I am still getting pretty scared right now. I'm actually shivering in my boots. This is getting pretty scary. So now let me turn on my hat of confidence and music. Well, that was certainly weird. Even though Kyle's my best friend and I haven't seen him in 2 weeks, I didn't do what he asked me. I didn't think what was a simple game disc would do anything bad to him. After all, it's just a game, right? Boy, was I wrong about that. Anyway, I looked at the disc and it looks like any other computer CD-R disc, except it had black marker written on it, Sonic EXE. And it was much unlike Kyle's handwriting, meaning that he must have gotten it from someplace else, like a pawn shop or eBay. When I saw Sonic on the writing of the CD, I was actually excited and wanted to play it. I'm a big Sonic fan. I would probably do the same thing. Now let's turn on my scared worry section of my cat. It's like this. That's my scared cat. I went up to my room and turned on my computer and put the disc in and installed the game. When the screen popped up, I noticed that it was the first Sonic game. I was like, awesome, because like I said earlier, I like the classics. The first thing I noted that was out of the place when I pressed start, there was a split second when I saw the title image turn something much different, something that now I consider horrifying, before cutting to black. I remember what the image looked like in that split second before the game cut to black. The sky had darkened, with the title emblem was rusted and ruined. The Sega 1991 was now instead Sega 666. The water had turned red like blood, except it looked hyper-realistic. But the freakiest thing that was in that second frame was Sonic. His eyes were pitch black and bleeding, with 2 glowing red dots staring right at me and his smile was stretched wider up to the edge of his face. I was rather disturbed about that image when I saw it, though I figured that it was just a glitch and forgot about it. After it cut to black, it stayed like that for about 10 seconds or so. Then another weird thing happened. The save file selected from Sonic the Hedgehog 3 popped up. I was like, what? WTF? What was this doing in the first Sonic game? Anyway, then I noticed something off. The background was dark and cloudy sky of the Bad Dust Stardust Speedway level from Sonic CD. And there was only 3 save files. The music was the creepy caverns of winter music from Earthbound. Only it was extended and seemed to have been in reverse, and the image for the save file where you see a preview of the level you're on is just red static for all 3 files. Dang, this is getting scary. Oh my god, I'm getting so scared right now. I'm shivering in my boots. What freaked me out more about the character select, it only showed up only Tails and Knuckles. And to my only surprise, Dr. Robotnik. Now, I was sure that something was up. I mean, how can you play as Robotnik in a classic Sonic game? For crying out loud. That's when I realized this wasn't a glitchy game. It was a hacked game. Yeah, it definitely looked hacked. It was creepy. But as a smart gamer, I wasn't scared. Or at least I tried not to be. I told myself that it was just a hacked game. There was nothing wrong with that. Anyways, shaking off the creeped out feeling, I picked out File 1 and chose Tails. And when I selected and got started, the game froze about 5 seconds. And I heard a creepy pixelated laugh that sounded an awful lot like the Keith guy from Final Fantasy before cutting to black. The screen stayed about black for 10 seconds or more, then it showed the typical level title thing, except the static shapes were different shapes of red and text showed only Hill Act 1. The screen faded and the level title vanished, revealing Tails and Green Hill Zone from Sonic 1. The music was different though. It sounded like a peaceful melody in reverse. Anyway, I started playing and I had Tails running like you would in any of the classic Sonic games, but this was odd. Was that as Tails was running along the level, there was something but the flat ground and a few trees of 5 minutes. That was when the peaceful music started lowered down into a deep tones very slowly as I kept going. I suddenly saw something and stopped to see what it was. It was one of the small animals lying dead on the ground bleeding. That was when the music started to slow down. Tails had a shocked, saddened look on his face, and I never saw him have that before. So I had him move along, and he kept that worried look on his face. As he kept moving, I saw more dead animals as along, and he kept the worried look on his face. Oh dang, this is getting so creepy. I've never experienced so much of a creepy Sonic game. Oh man, if you guys aren't Sonic fanboys, oh my gosh, like me, I'm a Sonic fanboy, but this is like, oh my god, this is horrifying. I'm gonna continue to keep reading. This is just getting exciting. Tails had shot. Okay, I'm done with that. So I had him move. Okay. And he moves past more dead animals. I was shocked to see how they all died. They looked like somebody killed them rather gruesome ways. A squirrel was hanged on a tree. What appeared to be his entrails hanging out. A bunny had all 4 of his limbs torn off, and a duck had his eyes galled out and his throat slit. I felt sick to my stomach when I saw this massacre, and apparently so did Tails. After a few more seconds, there were no more dead animals and the music seemed to have stopped. I still kept Tails to continue. After a minute passed, the music stopped. Tails was running up a hill and he stopped. It wasn't until I saw why Sonic was there on the other side of the screen with his back against Tails with his eyes closed. Tails looked happy to see Sonic, but his smile was then faltered. Obviously, noticing Sonic wasn't responding to him, if it was actually as if this was totally oblivious of Tails' presence. Tails walked slowly towards Sonic, and I noticed that I wasn't even moving my keyboard to make him move, so this had to be a cutscene. Suddenly I began to have a glowing feeling as red as Tails walked closer to Sonic to get his attention. I felt that Tails was in danger and something bad was going to happen, and I heard a faint static growing louder as Tails was but inches away from Sonic and stopped and stuck his hand out to touch him. The foreboding feeling in my gut was growing stronger, and I felt the urge to tell Tails to get away from Sonic as the static grew louder. A split second, and suddenly in a split second I saw Sonic's eyes open and they were black with those red glowing dots, just like that title image. Thought there wasn't a smile. When that happened, the screen turned black and Sonic was up. It stayed black for about 7 seconds, and then white text appeared, forming a strange message saying, "Hello, do you want to play with me?" Oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, this is entirely creepy. I am sorry guys, I cannot continue with this story. Alright, I'm gonna keep continuing guys, but I am scared to the brim of death with this. I am like terrified. Even though my eyes don't seem terrified, my heart is like skipping a beat. This is starting to get creepy. And at this point I was creeped out. I didn't want to continue with the game, but my curiosity got the better of me when I was taken to a different level with the level title now saying hide and seek. This time I was in Angel Island level from Sonic 3 and it looked like everything was on fire. Tails looked though he was scared out of his wits this time. He actually looked at me and made a frantic gestures to me as if he wanted to get out of the area he was in as fast as possible. I was starting to get freaked out by this. I mean, Tails was actually breaking the fourth wall, trying to tell me to get him out of there. I pressed down on the arrow key as hard as I could and made him run as fast as he could. A pixelated version of that creepy theme when you met Shadow at the Ark as Robotnik from Sonic Adventure 2 was playing as I made Tails tweak through the desolated forest trying to help him escape from whatever he was trying to run from. Suddenly I heard that creepy laugh again, that awful, careful laugh. Right after 10